Hey everybody, it's Greg here at Watch Rise. I hope y'all are having a good Saturday. It's still a little cool here in the mornings in Alabama. So if you know anything about Alabama, though, you put on a sweatshirt in the morning. By lunch, you'll be down to a t-shirt, so it warms up quick. But it's a beautiful day outside. Don't stay cooped up inside all day. If you got to be inside, be in the shop, get something done. If not, go outside and just take you a walk. Enjoy the sunshine. Guys, let's talk about life's perspectives and talk about where you ought to be in life. And don't take me wrong, I'm not where I need to be in life, but my perspectives are in line. Last night, we set up for the toy drive at Walmart, and we didn't take up a whole lot of toys, but what we did take up, we count every blessing one by one because it takes pebbles to make mountains and pennies to make dollars. So every little toy goes in the trailer and it just keeps stacking up. So eventually we'll get it full. We're running out of time though, December the 12th. So y'all please buy those toys. Go in there. If you're in a store, swing by there and pick up a toy. $5, $10. Look in your buggy and let's take out the ho-hos and the Twinkies and let's throw them aside. You don't need that crap anyway. And replace it with a toy. I'd rather make a child happy than have to go up a belt size. This is the thing, guys. When we're set up at Walmart, and it's almost comical, but it's not. It's funny. Anybody wants to come set up with us at tent, y'all come on. I ain't gonna lie, it got cold last night. I did have a little portable heater out there, but when it started, the sun went down, it got cold. But you'll watch people, they'll park on the other side of the parking lot to avoid the Watch Rise tent. And I'm sorry, but you can't miss us because we got LED lights, giant sign saying Toy Drive. I mean, we're glowing in the dark. And people park on the other side of the parking lot just to avoid us, or they'll walk all the way around the parking lot to avoid us. And it's almost funny, it's like, really, come on, I see you, and or when they find when this end of the parking lot fills up and they got to start actually parking where we are, then they have to walk by the tent, and most of them they'll be like, they'll be looking off like they're seeing somebody over there. And come on, guess what? It's like a little child playing peekaboo, Just because you cover your face don't mean I don't see you. I still see you, and God sees you. But, I'm not here to go shame on you, but shame on you. Come on, we can do better than that, guys. This world ain't about us at all. You got food on the table, a roof over your head, you're blessed. Sometimes them blessings are tiny, but you're still blessed. You're not in the hospital. You're not a child laying in the hospital that's either been abandoned by his parents or a child's laying in the hospital that's fighting for their life. Here it is Christmas time. Let's try to make these kids happy. If you come to our tent and see how it works, it's almost, it gets pretty weird for somebody that's never been under our tent because you'll see the poorest people walk up. They got the most to offer. You'll see a rich person drive by or walk by. They only give you time of day. You'll see people though that hasn't got a penny in their name, they'll give you the last penny in their pocket. And but last night I did see something, and I thought it was just awesome that we had more young people come to our tent, and they donated or they went and bought toys. And it was just great because it's like these were like, I'm gonna say late teens, early 20s in that area right there, and so for them to be that like-minded, I just thought was great. They came up, they wanted to know what we did, and I guess, at that age, they don't know about Watch Rise. I don't know. But I told them about, how the toys, everything goes to Children's Hospital, and you know what they did? They went in the store, went and bought toys, and then ran back out and gave them to us. Then they went in the store and actually bought what they came for to begin with. And that's just awesome. So I'm going to say my hat's off to whoever the parents are to these young people. You're doing a good job. There's a lot of adults out there that take note from them. We had two young couples that come by last night, and I could just see the light in their eyes. And that boy, he looks at me and says, "This is nice." He said, "Can you imagine if just one person did something like this, how that could get started?" And I said, "There you go." It just takes one person. Set an example. Somebody's always watching. I know everybody's always watching me, so I know I got to act right. But it does. Just do one act of kindness and just see how far to carry you. Because especially when you're doing something like this, people are counting on us. But still, I'm thankful for the ones that did stop by the tent. Those are the right ones. The ones that avoided me, hey, that's okay. I saw you, you saw me. And I had a lot of people that drove by, and I wave at them, and they'd get almost in the parking lot, and I'd watch them turn back around. And I guess that was where it got on their heart pretty heavy. That hey, we need to do something here, And they'd come back and they'd make a small donation or something, and it's great. I love it when that happens because I thought, yep, I got to you. You saw me, and it worked. But guys, it's just important that we do this kind of stuff. And it's kind of like when I'm talking about putting life in perspective here. It's all about what matters and doesn't matter. Okay, it's just like I'm pretty sure there's an Alabama-Auburn football game that's going to happen today. And that's great, but people will base their entire life around that, almost like it's a religion. And it's I used to be like that. I used to really love the ball games and stuff, and I don't know, something got taken away from me. I used to love watching Alabama football, loved it, and I'd get into it heavy. But it's like when Wyatt passed away, I've not watched a ball game since. I've not watched a ball game since. My goodness, 2020, maybe before then, and I just have no desire. It's like that part of me was just taken away, and I still don't know why, but I'm glad it did, because now when these ball games are going on, and if you know anything about Alabama football, I mean, my goodness, there's been people killed over Alabama football. There's been family members shoot each other over these ball games, but at the end of the day, when these people, they let it ruin their life, and it's like, oh, it's the end of times because their team lost, and it really, their blood pressure's up, they're just ruining their day, and I'm over here now, I'm like, didn't affect me at all, didn't pay my bills, that's for sure, and it didn't ruin my day. So think about that, and I think that's all about life's perspectives right there is, if you love football, that's fine, but don't take it so serious, because guess what? Those coaches, those players, they don't know you, and they don't give a crap about you. They care less if your bills are being paid. But, I am thankful that I don't watch ball games anymore because, like I said, it doesn't ruin my day anymore. I'll be out here in the shop all day, and thankfully, I still like my hot rods and bikes and that kind of stuff. That part didn't get taken away from me, and I think because that's going to be a part of our mission in life is because God uses people, places, and things. And with me, maybe he can use this shop and use these vehicles and bikes and that sort of stuff to draw attention to what White Rides is, and maybe have the right kind of conversation with somebody, But, and I don't hunt, I don't fish. So, everybody's got to have their hobby. Everybody's got to have their little something that they lean on. And I guess with me, it's the motors and stuff like that. I find that kind of stuff cool and fascinating, but I try to keep my perspective straight. I know what matters in life, and like I said, we've devoted our life to helping others, and I'm just trying to do the best I can. But if you guys are watching ball games today, you know what, at the end of the day, don't argue with somebody over a silly ball game. It's just a game, At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. And as I say, if you died today, is it really worth it? Or if you died tomorrow, is it worth it that you just spent your whole day screaming and cussing at a television? Not really. Try to find some joy and happiness in your life, and let's try to make somebody else's day better. I promise you, if you will go out and buy toys and you drop them off to us, you're going to feel a feeling in your heart, Or if you come hang out under the tent with us, it's a great feeling. It brings you joy that you probably have never felt before in your life, but it's a good feeling. So I always welcome everybody to be a part of White Rides and to see what's going on. And, like I said, everything we got going on right now, we're just focused on the toy drive. We do have car shows coming up. They're banking up right up now on top of us right at first of the year. We got the Tupelo Blue Suede Cruise. We partner up with that, and with that's going to benefit White Rides heavily. So if you want to be a part of that car show, go to TupeloBlueSuedeCruise.com and get your car registered. Or if you want to be a vendor, there's a vendor slot there also. We got some good prices on that. So, But like I said, that's my perspective in life. It doesn't have to be yours. Everybody's got to have their crutch to lean on. And, I'm just thankful that certain things have been taken away from me, and I'm okay with that. Certain people have been taken away from me. I've had a lot of friends that I've known for 20, 30 years that some of them don't even speak to me anymore, and that's okay. I'm not the life of the party. I'm not that fun to hang out with anymore, I'm sure. So, but it's okay. So get focused on what matters in life and try to make it happen. Just try to make a difference in this world. There's somebody out there that's got a whole lot worse than you do, and if we can make it just a little bit better, I think we'll work too, guys. So, but I'm gonna cut this short, and we got a lot going on today. Gonna work in the shop some, and I think I got to smoke a turkey. We don't do the holiday thing anymore, but still like that food, I guess. So Christy's off; she's been on night shift, and says she wants to have us a little personal Thanksgiving dinner, and so here it is Saturday, a few days after Thanksgiving, but that's all right. We work around whatever we got to work around. But guys, I appreciate y'all, and listen, keep those prayers coming. I have people all the time tell me they're praying for me, and I tell people I'm praying for them too. And I've got a list of names that I've just I thought, I see all these people on Facebook, and they're in need of prayer and stuff, and I thought, I might ought to start writing those names down because I can't remember. And so I started making a list on those people and keeping up with them and stuff, and I really enjoy doing that. So if you got somebody out there that's in need of prayer, we got some families that's in pretty bad shape, that's fighting cancer, they're fighting other certain things, and it doesn't hurt to help people, guys. If anything, just reach out to them, let them know they're not alone. Here it is, holidays. Nobody wants to be alone. Or even sometimes you do want to be alone, but it's nice to know when somebody says, hey, you do know I still care. So if anything, just check on them, check on our elderly people. We got a lot of elderly people out there that's alone for the holidays because the families, they got better things to do, I guess. But shame on them. But let's take care of our aunts and uncles and parents. If your parents are still alive, take care of them as well. Or if you got a neighbor that's all alone for the holidays, cook them something nice to eat, carry it to them, and let them know they're not alone. So, guys, I hope y'all have a good day. If you're watching the ball games today, try not to beat up your neighbor and or your spouse, whichever one. Some families are split around here, Alabama, Auburn. But y'all have a good day, and don't take life too serious because there ain't nobody getting out of here alive. So I'll be talking to you soon, and maybe I'll have something good to talk about next time. See you guys.